Okay, everybody, welcome along. Good evening to all as well. And we are back with Evolution League Racing for round number 6. The Austrian Grand Prix sprint weekend. We've got sprint qualifying, then the sprint race, and then obviously going into main qualifying and the main race. So plenty of action to be going on with this evening. And the first driver out for sprint quali is Sprint Fireboy. It's a slightly shorter qualifying session. It's only 11 minutes long. But even 11 minutes at this circuit is plenty of time to get 3 runs in, if the drivers so want to.
Tech Sports joined late. Is he going to be able to?
Yeah, he'll be fine. He can choose his car in qualifying, and he can do it. And he could have done it for sprint quali as well if he needed to. He'll be fine.
All right. Calm.
Yeah. So obviously Spitfire Boy is the first driver out on the circuit, and as a result, he's the first driver to start a lap, just heading into turn number 1. Got a couple of cars in front of him coming out the pits, but they should be getting out of the way, no problem. And
Hart should get a distance toe off him behind, but it's not. He's not that close, so.
Oh, Ravs. He's crashed in the pit lane exit there. Has Rav? Ooh. Yeah, he's put the power down and he's spun it.
That happened last week as well to someone, didn't it?
Yeah.
Spitfire Boy heading into turn 4. He's got his teammate in front of him, who hopefully will get out of the way.
I doubt he'll be close enough to need him to get out of the way, to be fair. I think at this distance, it will just be providing a bit of a tow.
Yeah.
Oh, Ahmed's gone as well at the last corner.
Oh my.
So Ahmed's crashed out at the final corner there. He's hit the inside wall, and he's right there. Yeah. Right on the edge of the track. Spitfire Boy 105.4, going quite conservative for the first runs. 105.3 behind for Hart. Might have gained a bit from the toe, but it won't have been a significant gain. It's about...
Polytrump wide at turn 1.
Yes.
Won't be a great lap from him then.
Anything much over a second and you don't gain too much from the toe. 106.3 from Milan to go into P3 there. That's Slim Wilder on the medium tyres, which is interesting considering they're a race tyre. I don't understand people that use mediums in qualifying, to be fair.
Yeah, no, because it's not even like it's Q1 where you can get through on the medium. Like.
Yeah, but even that isn't really helpful because the medium's a race tyre.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing to be honest, but unless he chose even a higher. Yeah, I don't really get it, especially the sprint.
Crossed the line with a 106.1. I'm not sure what the sprint tire allocation actually is, to be fair.
Neither do I, to be honest. I haven't played this game or F1 Manager in ages.
No more options. Has perfectly matched the lap time of Calavera in front of him, both with a 106.133. Polytrump there does go fastest, as you'd expect. Cookface with the 105.1.
Only a tenth behind him. Just get that from him, to be fair. Head of Hearts. Polytrump did go wide at turn 1 though, so
yeah, 104.
Definitely can go.
104.4 from Mr. Business on the medium tires.
On the medium.
Is much more like it. 104.3 from Limborder as well.
Those are the times we're expecting. They're on the medium, so
that's much more like it. I think it'll be low, probably not low 0.3s, maybe for the full race.
Cliffy Clive starting his lap. Heading up the hill, turn 2 isn't really a turn, and then into turn 3.
It is probably enough to be classed as a corner, but it's really a load of nothing. Apparently it is going to rain, which might mean that we have the forecast accuracy on approximate, and it's saying different things to different people. I'm not actually sure whether we use approximate or perfect. There's an Aston Martin of Cookface just going slightly slowly into the pit lane. I think he just ran out of fuel on his way into the pits, but that won't affect him too much. Cliffy Clive with a decent bit of battery left to use. You use so much of this track because there's so many just small straights where you can deploy. But I think he's going to have a bit more than ideal as he comes out of the last corner. We'll be using it up all to the line. It's P5 with a 104.2, right in between the two Aston Martins. Liam Boada's just disconnected there. But luckily he made it back to the pit lane anyway. Oh, Bishop Business was just going again, but he's had a slide through turn number 3. He keeps it going though, and he was only up by much, but if he's going again, I'd expect he thinks he's got some time in that lap. We'll try and invite Liam Boada back. Where is he?
Oh, Mr. Business got caught on the curb and he's in the gravel.
Oh, yeah, I can just see that behind. I can't find Liam Boada on my friends list, which isn't ideal. Oh, Polytrump's now heading back out again with 5 minutes to go. That will leave him enough time to go for an extra run in the end of the session. You know,
maybe they're using the medium because it is technical. Wait, do you get the same amount of tyres even if it's?
I'm not sure.
Only a short quali session.
Yeah, I think
compared
so.
To
you still get enough soft tyres to use in qualifying. There's no shortage of soft tyres.
No, but I think you. But they'll probably only want to use one in SQ in sprint qualifying.
Yeah, I don't know how it differs with a sprint weekend. I don't know how that changes.
I think you're only allowed. I think you can only use one if it's Q1, Q2, Q3. So I think most drivers will probably want to only use one.
And
but
there's no full qualifying in.
That's true as well. Yeah.
It is only short qualifying, so there's no worry of making it to Q2 or 3. I don't know what the exact tyre allocation difference is. Hartz's 210 stops as he goes into that final sector would put him around almost exactly where his teammate is. Maybe if he finds a bit more time, he can challenge for the top 3 as he comes around the last corner. You'd expect Polytrump will improve back ahead of him if he does go 3rd fastest, which he does, albeit not by very much, close to 4 tenths.
Oh, Polytrump, bit of a slide into turn 3, and
got Calavera very close behind him.
Yeah.
It will benefit from a toe, but
and he's out of battery, is Calavera,
yeah,
but he's got the toe. So
he'll benefit from the toe, but I think he's so close that he'll just be losing time through the middle to the last sector. I'm not sure.
I think you gain more from the toe than you do from dirty air on this game.
Yes, but I think he's too close to the point where he would be gaining more if he was further back. At this stage, 310 up on Polytrump, which is still not quite what we'd be expecting. As Milan's just retired there, going into.
He's just retired, like
straight, yeah.
He wasn't even in the pit lane.
Yeah, that's interesting. As Polytrump comes across the line, he improves by 4.5 tenths, but he's still a decent way shy of the front 2. Who did that time? Hartz's in the gravel, as I just noticed that.
Calavera improved by 6 tenths, but didn't improve position. So.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be possibly down to the toe, but could have been even more. Footface getting on the curb through turn number 9 into 10 off the final corner.
Very
aggressive. Improved by his teammate. He can't. He's lost too much time from that slide. He can probably make it back to the pits in time. As you want to be leaving with maybe a minute and a half to go, as it's such a short lap here, but that's not ideal for the Aston Martin. Well, they could see the top 2 going into the 103s if they get some good laps in at the end here, but I doubt it. Possibly for the full qualifying session, we'll see the 103s.
Who said it was going to rain?
Natos did in the chat, but I don't, because he'll be seeing what the drivers are saying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What is the Williams of unless he's got enough fuel that he's going to do 2 out laps.
No,
he's got no battery and he's pushing.
Well. Yeah.
Yeah, I've really. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with that, but Footface is coming in, and then we got a massive train of out laps. Spitfire boys starting a lap, and Tech Sport and A in as well.
And these two are only getting the 1 lap in, so if they don't nail it now, when it counts, that's going to be pretty much their qualifying session over. They will have enough fuel to back off and go again, if they can actually just fit it in the time limitations.
The game says Tech Sport's gone purple, which
it's probably
it doesn't really. Yeah.
And it ends 44.6 in the first 2 sectors, which I think is around what they were doing in the top 2. If I remember correctly, as Ian comes down into turn number 9 with the final right of 10 up ahead of him as well. And it's the last stretch, but he's lost a little bit on the traction. He does still go fastest with a 104.2, but there's most definitely time to be found in that lap. Calaveras going across, oh no, that's Limboalda, sorry, going across the line again to start his final run.
Corner.
And here comes Texport across the line. He goes fastest by quite a small margin, considering that mistake at the final corner. You'd imagine AM would still be on provisional pole if it wasn't for that slide. Mr. Business just starting his final run as well, heading into turn number 1. The two Aston Martins have gone too early with their final runs, and they're not going to go again. And neither, I think, are Tech Support and Ayan, because I don't think they're going to make the line in time. There's a chance that Ayan makes it back round, but it's looking quite unlikely as they go through the middle sector. Limboalda blasting it through turn number 6 right now. He's a bit wide of the apex there, but he's 3.5 tenths up, looking to break into the 103s, which is quite the possibility if he can just find a little bit more time in this final sector. Coming in towards turn number 9. Pretty much flat out if you're fully pushing. He's not quite going to that extent. He knows he's improving by a lot and just wants to get the lap in. The checker flag's fallen. Limboalda across the line. And it is the 103s. Albeit barely.
Mr. Business had a massive toe from the Haas down both of the first straights, both DRS straights. And he was 3 tenths up heading into the final sector.
And he goes. Yes, half a second found across the line, and it's the front 5 that we would have been expecting, but Polytron is quite a bit further back than we would have been expecting. 3 and a bit tenths to the next car, but the front 4 all very close. Limboalda just making the 103s. Mr. Business going for that bit further with a little bit of DRS, or not DRS, with a little bit of slipstream.
Yeah, it didn't even look like he was really pushing the car too much. It was quite a steady lap from Mr. Business. Very consistent.
Needing to.
Yeah. Please don't ready up early. Please don't ready up early. So I guess the medium start sort of works for now.
It's 12 laps, so it's just about the point where you could maybe consider softs, but I think it will be mediums.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
maybe people at the back will risk
hard, you're looking sort of anywhere between 12 and 16 laps. So I definitely think they will be doing the mediums for the sprint.
Yeah. Unless they can really save their tyres in the DRS straight, I doubt.
I mean, yes, it's theoretically possible, but I think it will be slower to go on the softs overall.
How many notifications am I going to get saying don't ready up? Right. Hearts, yeah. As expected, just that.
Oh, yeah, he's just that little bit further behind as well.
Yeah, and then Footface just behind him. Clivity Clive P8, Spitfire Boy P9, Calavera Beach P10, No More Options P11, and P12 for Milan, P13 for Rav, and P14 for Pro Armand. They both crashed in qualifying.
Yeah, I'd expect everyone will be the medium compound, but we don't.
It does look very overcast.
Yeah, it does, but I don't think it'll be raining in this session.
No. Limboalda's just said to Mr. Business that he's about to see heaven at turn 1. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but wouldn't mind a bit of carnage.
They just haven't.
Yeah.
Probably going to just grab myself a bit more water for this sprint race, and then we'll most likely do the same for the main race as well. Yeah, so race should just be getting underway pretty shortly, I'd imagine.
Yeah, just a minute till. Is there a formation lap?
There will be, yeah.
Okay.
Just give the drivers a chance to get that little bit settled.
It's always a bit more chaos when there is, because people starting forward on their grid box, people starting back, dirt on their tyres.
And then you get some ridiculous angles, which...
Yeah.
The main person I know that does that is myself. I've had some interesting grid angles over my time racing.
I never start at the front, so I always just go straight.
Yeah, usually, if I'm ever on pole, I'm straight across to P2, especially at a track like Monza or Spa.
No one's clicked X yet, though. No one wants to be first.
They quite possibly have. It just takes a while before you see it
on our
from
screen.
Yeah, it takes a while on our screens. And I also once did at Imola. I started because you know how the when you line up on the grid, it's ever so slightly curved at Imola. So the way I did it, I was starting about 6th. So I effectively angled myself so aggressively that it was basically a straight ahead of me.
Straight.
Yeah, so I just kind of went through the middle of everyone. That was the aim, and it kind of worked. That was quite funny.
All right, then here we go. Formation lap.
As you'd expect.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to go hard for this distance. Absolutely everyone on
Chaos
the
at the
medium
back.
tyres.
As you would expect. Oof. Ahmed almost going into the back of, I think it was Rav, but I'm not entirely sure. No, it wouldn't be. It would be Milo. But anyway.
Yeah, so the main thing, obviously, to get the temperature into the tyres, we're not going to be making a pit stop in this sprint. There's no one that's going to be pitting on lap 6 for another set of mediums. It's either it's going to be a one-stop unless something disastrous happens.
Red flag? Is red flags on?
Yeah, it's theoretically possible, but you need such a big pile-up to get one.
Yep, I've just got that strategy guide. Yeah, I reckon I'll pit lap 6, you know.
Yeah. Or maybe lap 11, like it suggests.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe I'll stretch it out a
for
little
another
bit.
set of mediums.
Yeah, maybe hards.
Oh, that's a shout.
No, can the mediums make it?
I don't know. So obviously people just making their way to the grid, getting some temperature.
With it being overcast, does that make tyre wear like a bit better?
Difference. It will be slightly less track grip, slightly less tyre wear, because it will be slightly lower tyre temp. But the difference will be very slight, especially in a sprint.
Yeah.
You know, in a main race, it'll be a bit more of a difference, but it's only a sprint. Rav's missed his grid spot, so has Clifty Clive. And I forget that the angle at Austria is appalling. Mr. Business is
pointing his car straight at Liam.
He is covering off that inside in turn 1, which is an interesting decision, because turn 1's not really an overtaking opportunity at this circuit.
Half of the back have just missed their grids.
Here we go for the sprint. Here in Austria to 5 red lights.
Brilliant camera angle.
Oh,
Texport's got a drive through.
Jump the start, and that is pretty much sprint over for the Mercedes driver as he goes into turn 1. He's still going to try and fight it for the first few laps, but it's Mr. Business who maintains the start. Polytron going wide at turn number 1. He loses out a couple of positions and a yellow flag at the back because Rav's had a spin. Texport just doesn't seem to be in control of his car at all.
Polytrump down to 7th. Yeah, Texport.
Oh, there's a bit of crunching as well. Someone has lost a bit of that front wing as they were all going through turn 3. That's Ayan who's lost his left-hand end plate from contact.
Texport's still ghosted.
Yeah, I don't understand, because I think he is there. He's just ghosted, permanently ghosted.
Wow.
Which is really weird. But Mr. Business still out front. Everyone's still also in the train. Cook Race and Spitfire Boy going side by side through the middle sector. It's not really a place you'd think as a battling opportunity. The Aston Martin does.
And they might have lost the RS.
Yeah, it's not going to be just yet. But and he's got Polytron in front of him, and there's no DRS just yet. Into the pit lane comes Texport as Mr. Business maintains his lead, but Liam Walder, riding his tail, will get the DRS now, as it's enabled just going on to this second straight, and you'd expect the Dutchman in the Red Bull to get himself up into the Red Bull. He's going to get past the Red Bull into turn number 3. He's going to think about the move, but he's not quite close enough just yet. There's Milan, who's had a spin at turn number 1. Just kept the car
Boy
going.
and Cliverty Clive side by side into turn 3. Cliverty Clive on the outside.
Ever so slightly wide. There's a bit of contact there, I think. It's such a small margin. It's not going to cost either of them particularly much time. They're going wheel to wheel through turn number 4. There's a bit of contact again as Spitfire Boy goes around the outside and up into 7th place. So
really nice move, actually.
To jump him up. Only 1 point in a sprint race.
Oh, Ahmed getting all crossed up into turn numero 6. And he's lost the RS.
Behind the front 5. They are going to break away. Although missing text what we would expect. Rav's gone off again. I don't think one car spinning can bring out a safety car.
It has to be 2, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's either 2 or it's a car stop for a sustained period of time. And
we're starting to see the gaps form with Footface behind the top 5 and Ahmed behind 6, 7 and 8. But
cars that fight too much just get themselves caught up. There goes Liam Wilder on the inside and Mr. Business into turn number 3. The Red Bull's going to tuck in, duck up and under and try to get the move back into turn 4, but he's a little bit too far. He's going to try though with this, just a massive straight line speed advantage. Moves back up into the race lead as they start fighting. That will allow Aon to close up despite the wing damage.
Footface gets sent by Cliverty Clive. He's in the gravel. Might have been pushed off there, not entirely sure, but
something happened between him and Spitfire Boy. Tried to hang it around the outside, didn't work.
And he's got it all crossed up into turn 6.
It'll be okay. It's just not an ideal situation to be in. I
don't know. In battle, they could have closed up maybe because
possibly.
Like
at this point, it's too late. So they go side by side again into the penultimate corner.
Oh,
right the way around the outside, gets a bit out of shape. But that
is he going to be ghosted?
No, he's okay. He's fine. I don't know if Mr. Business knows that Aon has damage. If he did, I think he'd be going a lot slower.
Miling into the gravel at turn 8 and 9. Just turn.
We'll get back going again. There goes Liam Wilder. Up into
Spitfire Boy.
The race lead. Mr. Business not going to let him go that easily, but at least for now, the Williams hits the front. In an ideal world for Red Bull, they get both cars ahead of Liam Wilder, and then they can dictate the pace. But that will require a lot more than what they currently have because of how much.
Checking we're going to see teamwork or not.
In the corner.
Spitfire Boy down the inside of Footface. Footface breaking much later and getting out of turn 4 ahead. Footface using a lot more battery though, so Spitfire Boy just planning to make a move, but won't really matter till the end unless he breaks DRS.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to see teamwork from the Red Bulls, or is it just going to be battle?
I think they'll try if they can, but I don't think they'll be able to get any opportunity to do too much. And with how tight the train is, all 5 of them right there, there's only so much you can do without losing just tremendous amounts of time. Mr. Business this time will most likely get back past the Williams into turn 1. Polytrump's still stuck, by the way, in 5th place. He can't clear the Aston Martin. That's Texport who's gone into the wall.
He must have spun final corner.
Yeah. He's spun the car, hit the wall.
Cliverty Clive making a double pass.
Yeah, it's just not having the DRS cost Cookface a couple of places. There goes Mr. Business on Liam Wilder. Moves back up into the race lead. Forces the Williams slightly onto the curb, but doesn't allow his teammate through just yet. Spitfire Boy and Cliverty Clive going at it again into turn 4. Spitfire Boy just trying to run him out of road as Cliverty Clive goes slightly onto the gravel. But it doesn't
done that twice now.
It doesn't lose out too much in the end. I think in that situation he did have the right to run him wide.
That's Milan.
Yeah, he's gone off again.
At turn 3.
I mean, it's only the top 8 who scores points, so it's pretty much secured that all of these drivers will be scoring. But Cliverty Clive now with a 3-second penalty. Maybe he won't be scoring after all, with Ahmed only about a second behind. He was out of the DRS. Cliverty Clive trying to tuck in quite aggressively with his DRS flap open. Almost cost himself a bit. There goes Liam Wilder on Mr. Business. Gets past before the detection point, and that will allow the Red Bull to go straight back through with the DRS. Or will it? Because he's got Aon right behind him as well, who's trying to get involved in the fight. Here go the 2 Red Bulls. Aon's going to try. Dancing to the outside, but he's not going to have anything just yet. Texport retires in the pit lane. I mean, in that position, he was never going to score points in this sprint. Aon's, he's pretty much pushing Liam Wilder into turn 6 there.
And with wing damage. That's quite good.
Just really wants to get a move on. He needs to get past the Williams.
Liam Boulder and Mr. Business have got to make sure they don't drop down to third when
Yeah,
they're doing this DRS swap.
They don't want to cost themselves too much, but
Spitfire Boy with a 3-second, which should allow Cookface to get P6 if he just keeps it within track limits.
Yeah. And then Ahmed's looking on course for a 7th.
Yeah, he's pushing really hard to keep in DRS.
And he's right there.
Off all his battery.
And even if he does lose the DRS, it's not the end of the world for him.
Oh, he's gone really wide at turn 1.
Turn 1. Yeah. Here they go again. This time.
No more options of the 3-second as well, but he's behind. Polytrump and Hearts side by side out of turn 3, but Hearts should
He's
get.
got the better traction. There's nothing really that Polytrump can do, and he's just going to be getting frustrated behind that Aston Martin because he's in the championship fight. He wants to get himself through, but there's only so much he can do to get through. He's just right there on the back of them, but there's no way through. And I think Cookface must be so much faster on the straights because he just closed it up ludicrous amounts of time into this final corner, or into this final double right.
Yes. Did they get to change their setups after the sprint?
No, because Park Ferme is on.
Okay.
In real life, it's that Park Ferme.
Polytrump around the outside of Hearts. Great, and he's hit the back.
But
and then that will allow Hearts to...
No.
He's got a full battery, Hearts. I think he's just going to sit behind now.
He doesn't have any particular reason to fight. Ayan with a late move, trying to get himself back through. I think he's lost even more of that front wing as he tries to squeeze his way past past the Williams. He's got no way through. He's getting quite desperate in this stage. He knows he has to take the chances once they're there. He tried it. He sent it. But he's lost so much more of his front wing. There goes Polytrump up into 3rd place. Hart is going to be looking to follow the McLaren through. And would be stupid to pit, but there's... I mean, otherwise he's going to be with pretty much no chance. Going completely across the corner at turn number 7. So I'm not sure what's happened there with the Kicks Alba. And there goes Haas past A. And I think the Red Bull knows that there's not really any point fighting it too much. Polytrump's gone wide at the first corner, which might even allow the front 2 to pull away out of the DRS. It's not quite going to be to that extent, but it's going to be close. Polytrump's in danger if he loses any more time, because then Hearts behind him will be straight back into the fight for 3rd.
Footface has lost the DRS to Spitfire Boy, so Spitfire Boy can pull away by 3 seconds, which is going to be tough.
Yeah, it will be very tough to do, and got a 3-second time bounty. He's missing a bit of his front wing anyway. He was never realistically going to finish in the top 4, but now his job of trying to keep that 5th place has got a whole lot more difficult. Because Spitfire Boy is...
He's gained 5 tenths through turns 7 and 8. So, make it a second.
Yeah, Spitfire Boy is 7 tenths behind it, or 7 seconds behind him with only a couple laps to go. So I think he will be okay and hang on. Polytrump's closed right back in. Hart's a little bit further behind, but he's got the battery if he just wants to go for it on the last lap, so long as he can be close.
Spitfire Boy, pulling away from Footface here, he could easily get out the 3 seconds. It's a second on that lap he's pulled away from Footface.
Ooh, there goes Polytrump around the outside of Liam Wilder. The Williams braked early to try not to concede the DRS, but he almost cost himself 2nd place in doing so.
Mr. Business is going to be put under pressure here by Liam Wilder. Down the inside goes the Williams. What a move.
Contact, but he's... Oh no! Mr. Business in the front! He's gone round at turn 4. He's in the wall. He's out of the sprint. That's put him back into 3rd. And Polytrump's missing half his front wing. Hart is going to get 2nd place as it stands, but now it's a straight fight for the top 2. Both 3rd and 4th are missing a bit of their wing, and makes a bit of contact with Polytrump. It's all starting to go now in the sprint, with Mr. Business finding the wall, and it is his own mistake, but he was assisted in reaching the barriers by Polytrump. Obviously, it's not really the McLaren's fault that he had a car spinning in front of him. But now Hart's going to be on course to win the sprint.
So lucky again.
1 week after winning the main race. And he's just
sat behind.
Yeah, he's sitting behind is the correct decision here. Saving up the battery. He's got a full charge. But if he even risks going past, then Liam Wilder just won't repass him again.
Ollie Trump gets back ahead of Ayan
And
into
yeah,
turn 3. Ayan almost hitting the back of him.
Ayan has the 3-second
Brilliant
time
switch.
penalty. There's no need really for Polytrump to fight him too hard, but I'm sure it will.
They both got similar damage, but on opposite sides.
Yeah.
So
so
yeah, Ayan gets back ahead.
It just depends. How is Hart's going to approach this final lap? Where?
Spitface has lost the 3 seconds to Spitfire Boy.
Wow, yeah. And the question is, where is Hart's going to try and go for it on this last lap? Calavera is currently on course for a 7th place. Will score some points for Williams. But will Liam Wilder get 8? Or will it be 7?
Oh, he got 3
time bounty! Going on to the last lap, and now all Hart has to do is just sit there in his DRS, and he'll be perfectly okay. He might still fancy going for the race win.
Hart has nailed this.
Yes,
2 weeks in a row.
He's just sat there at the back, not pushing, and now he's easily on course to win the sprint, so long as he doesn't.
Oh, Calavera P just lost his P7. He got a 3-second penalty.
On the inside, he's going to concede the DRS in doing so. So Liam Wilder probably would have won the sprint if it wasn't for that 3-second time bounty. But Hart has more DRS. He's going to burn more battery. He's going to burn it all. Liam Wilder does go back around the outside. And he's going... Oh, no, there's contact again between the two of them. And now the Aston Martin's back through. It doesn't really matter.
He just needs to calm down. And then Liam Wilder sending it back down.
It doesn't
really has to
because that's the time bounty difference, but there's contact on the last lap between the two of them.
What? Oh,
Hart has gone off. Might have even picked up a warning for that. Liam Wilder, surely he's not going to send it into the last corner. He's thinking about it. But it's going to be Hart who comes around the final corner to win the sprint on the road and after time bounties as well. And Liam Wilder probably should have won it on the road, but with the 3-second time penalty, it wouldn't have mattered. Spitfire Boy is right there. He's not going to take the position away. He's not going to take the sprint podium away. After the time penalty, Polytrump gets 3rd. AN4, Spitfire Boy in 3rd. And it's Cookface who comes home in P6. Liberty Clive, P7. Ahmed in 8th, taking the last point. Did who have damage?
Footface, because he dropped off so
not that I can
rapid.
See. There's going to be Milan and Rav finishing off the field.
He lost a second a lap in the last 4 laps to Spitfire Boy.
I don't know.
And then Calavera Beach could have got P7 and he got a 3-second penalty, and then I think he spun it. So the points go into Ahmed, Clivety Clive, Cookface, Spitfire Boy, AM, Polytrump, Liam Wilder, and Hart has done it again. Wow.
And yeah, it's obviously that's the provisional standings.
Yeah, without, because I don't know who's going to get penalties for what at this point.
Yeah.
Looking at the standings, though, Polytrump will have actually gained on Ayan in the end. And Liam Wilder only gains 1.
It's not going to be a big gain.
No, only 1 point. But
and he does gain on Polytrump and on Ayan, but yeah, he's currently 20 points behind the championship leader in the McLaren. And now we go to the main qualifying session. It's a bit sunnier.
Yeah, it looks quite sunny
today, and it should be quite different conditions.
I mean, I would assume that no one's going to use the medium, but I mean, you never know with what happened last. There were so many incidents in that race. That was crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely an entertaining one at the end. Why is the game selecting me on Daniel Ricciardo? I don't know.
Sorry?
It's just... It's not a problem. So obviously you got Spitfire Boy going out as the first driver, and he's got Hearts behind him, who did just take the victory in the
like
sprint
streaming
race.
these last 2 weeks. He's just sat there both weeks.
Yeah, he's just
and both
kept
weeks
himself out
just
of
gone
trouble.
through. Oh my days! Why are 3 cars on the medium?
None of them have gone out just yet, but they have selected them. Yeah, and yeah, the thing with this track is you don't use the softs in the race, so it doesn't make sense to use the other tyres in qualifying because there's not really a need to save them. But I don't know. Clearly, different people have different ways to approach it. As there goes Spitfire Boy around the last corner to begin the first run of this qualifying session, with an 18-minute session this time, a bit longer.
Hart
to allow
has
for a few more laps.
invalidated at the final corner, so
Ooh.
he's gonna have to go again on an outlap, which is not great for him. But
depends if he has enough fuel to go again. If not, it'll just be straight back into the pit lane.
yeah,
So 16-2 in the first sector from Spitfire Boy, going down again down a slight crest in towards turn number 4. Then it's again slightly downhill again into 5 through the crest of 6 and 7. Around this lap, there's a decent bit of elevation when you don't really think about it. It's not significant elevation changes like you get at, say, Portimao, but it's still very much there.
yeah. It's like when you're watching like an onboard and driving on the game and watching real F1, it doesn't look like that much of a change, but
yeah, I'm sure if you went there
it
or
is.
tried to like cycle the circuit, it would feel quite bad. The Spitfire Boy comes around the last corner, so 105.3. So, you know, that's about second and a half off what we saw at the last runs of.
Parts is going to start a lap then,
yeah,
so he does have enough
fuel.
fuel. Yeah, I was cycling around Abu Dhabi when I went, and up after turn 1 into 2 and 3, it's a don't really feel it when you're driving, but it's a massive hill. And then when you go down turn 3 into the hairpin, it's like so easy. You just lift and you go rapid. But Ahmed goes.
He's right behind Rav through that last corner, which makes me think they started their laps with a decent gap between them, but Ahmed was just so much faster.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
that is exactly what happened. That's not.
As a first banker, it's not awful, but he can definitely do better for sure.
He's going. Well, he's on hot lap. I don't know if I should get back in the pit lane quickly, but.
And here comes Hearts through the last corner as well. He's got one of the Haas cars in front of him, but they're coming back into the pit lane. That will be Spitfire Boy. Here comes Hearts around the last corner, having just taken victory in the sprint. There he goes, across the line. It's 104.7.
Not great lap.
It's not bad, though. And it's fine for a banker.
Compared to the sprint times that we did see.
Oh, yeah, but that was also the end of qualifying, so it'll get better. They will beat those sprint times almost certainly.
Liberty Clive and Footface separated by 200th of a second. And they're separated by about 2/10 on track.
There goes Mr. Business across the line. 104.2, yeah, gets a lot
on mediums
to what they were doing earlier in the earlier this evening. There goes Limboarder as well, just starting his run again. I assume in this situation they're using the same mediums as from sprint quali, but I can't be sure.
No, it says 1 lap. So and Liam says 0.
In this session. I don't know.
Is it? Because I remember when I was looking at race and someone went on an old soft at the end. It said that they would have 3. Who knows at this point?
I'd hope they're using an old set.
Yeah.
Then, like it does say in like, for example, when drivers use scrub sets in qualifying. Oh, tech support's invalidated at the last corner. That would have been a decent lap, even after backing up as a 105.5.
105.1. Oh,
yeah, 105.1. Okay. Yeah, sorry, said the wrong thing. But when drivers use scrub sets in qualifying, it shows it as 0 laps, even if it's scrubs.
Footface and Spitfire Boy complain about which one's Wi-Fi is the bad one. Liam Wilder to the top with a 104.2. Very close compared with Mr. Business's time. So those two again the strong favourites, but Polytron should be up there with them as well as Tech Support and
Yeah.
Ayan. Ayan yet to go out.
And if tech support can
That
manage
is
to not jump the start this time.
Calavera Beach again has just done a lap on 10% battery, and he's going round again. I guess practice for the race. I don't know. I mean, he's on a medium. Right then, after the first few runs,
And here comes tech support again. Just starting.
he's invalidated again.
Oh no, that's the same.
Or is that the same lap?
Yeah,
Okay.
there he goes again. Just starting his second or his first completed run, most likely.
Oh!
No, it's
He's
not.
almost hit the wall as well.
Yeah, and that was just an overcorrection to make sure he kept it in a straight line.
Probably boxes now.
Yeah, he won't be completing this lap. Rav's just going into turn 1. He's got no battery as well.
It's a bit odd.
Yeah.
But someone should tell him.
Yeah,
anyway.
Around the last corner. Just started.
Nah, unless he was on a lap. Because now he's on none. But, I mean.
I don't know. He might have just finished the lap and didn't improve.
Mr. Business into turn 1 took a bit too much curb, but probably won't harm him too much. Heading up the hill into turn 3. It's half a tenth improvement on the same medium, so
it's not quite enough to be taking provisional pole away just yet, but there's definitely will be more time to find around the lap, so long as it's not too much loss from the actual tyre wear. Shouldn't be too bad. There's not much drop off at this circuit on the medium tyres. You can be pretty much matching your personal best for almost the entire race if you get in a rhythm. Because it's weird, the tyre wear is high, but the drop-off is really quite low, as it's a 10th, again, from Mr. Business. Will be sending him, possibly even to the 0.3s at this early stage in qualifying if he hooks this lap up.
Ayan and Tech Support
again,
haven't set times yet.
I mean, Tech Support did go out, but then obviously invalidated.
Yeah.
Here goes Mr. Business around the final corner, and across the line. It's a 1:04.0 with 2.5 tenth improvement, and yeah,
that's a really good lap.
Very much will be seeing the the 103s in this session, just possibly at a slightly later stage. Here comes Polytron across the line. Oh no, he's just started lap.
Did he improve?
And he's just finished a lap.
No, but he's on 0% battery.
Yeah, he's just finished a run.
Yeah, must have.
Yeah, no, he didn't improve. He was a tiny bit down.
Ooh.
104.433 instead of 417.
That's a really good lap then for Mr. Business on a medium.
Yeah.
Unless the medium's pace is not so far away from the soft.
It's not too bad. There isn't too much of a tyre difference because there's not too many mechanical corners. And the only one where you really need front end grip is 6 and 7.
Ayan has finally gone out, and so he'll only probably be doing 2, but he could get 3.
He'll be doing 2, yeah. If he's going out at 8 minutes, there's no way he's doing any more than that.
Well, in real F1, Mr. Business. Oh, he's hit the wall on the entry to the pit lane. I was about to say he crossed the white line, but he hit the wall in the end.
It'd be a problem if it wasn't qualifying, but you know, in the race you might get in trouble for that because in the race there's actually a sporting advantage to getting the white line. In qualifying there isn't.
As I know. Like, Ayan starting a lap, heading into turn 1.
It's just you need to mount that turn 1 curve. It's really weird the way you have to take it because you kind of want to feather the throttle as you go over the curb.
I've spent way too many hours trying to practice how to do that corner in F1 22, but it says it's a purple first sector. I couldn't tell you if that's right or wrong, but
yeah, it's a 16-1 in the first sector. It's not bad, not bad at all as he comes down in towards turn number 4. We can't see a delta as he's not. Oh,
he's invalidated. Yeah, he was 2 tenths off Mr. Business in the first sector.
Yes, not awful. Too much inside curb. The main thing is just settling into the train again.
Rav's still out. He's on low fuel mode. I don't think he's pit.
No, he's done 6 laps in the session. There's no way he's pitted. We're 11 minutes into the session and he's completed 6 laps.
And only now is he on low fuel mode. That's Ayan. He's gonna go again. So he does have enough fuel. Running the final corner. Starting the lap again. Who
just
else?
the more he does on these softs, the worse they're going to be.
Yeah.
And it's partly down to wings, where Mr. Businesses did seem rather on the low side in that first sprint race. And the good thing about the sprint is it kind of gives us an idea of what to expect. 16.0 from N this time around, which I think is a bit faster than what he did on the last occasion. So just going to master turn 1, that a little bit more.
And that turn 3 looked quite good as well, to be fair. Really got the car turning.
Yeah, this time it's not too much of that inside curve. Here comes Nimwada on the final corner. He's backed off his run. He's going again. He was on the lap, but he backed off. And there's a lot of that inside curve at turn 6, which you don't really want to touch at all. 44.6 in the first 2 sectors. He's just got that last
very good turn 6 and 7 there.
There's an awful lot of that inside curve, which really you don't want to be taking too much of. So he
bit wide through 9.
Into that last corner. You can take a bit more of that curve on the inside, but it's not too much of a difference. So 104.1 just lost in right behind his teammate.
Mr. Business then does have that little bit extra quality pace, maybe a bit higher or lower wings, but Red Bull 1-2 at the moment. Mr. Business also
as he goes into the middle sector split, he's a 10th and a half up, which would see him to around where Mr. Business is, a little bit off it. So he needs to find that tiny bit more.
And he's got a lot of battery.
Yeah, I think that's a bit too much battery at this stage. You want to have a little bit less than that. As he comes into the last corner, gets it rotated very nicely. But it's very wide. He keeps the lap going, but he will have had to have lost some time. Still goes into second place. Yeah, that's at least a 10th lost at that last corner.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
for him, no more options was going on a lap, and now he's backed off and is going again. Calavera Beach on a lap, he's into the gravel at turn 4 and almost spins it into the all on the inside. He's still going to keep pushing though. On the fresh stuff. Let's see.
Yeah.
He's 2 tenths up.
Fair play if he's almost spun the car and is still improving.
And he's on like 3. He was on 3% battery when he left turn 4. He's battery management today has not been great. Oh, that was a bit close to an invalidation. Round the final corner, Calavera Beach. Oh, he's really lost time through that final sector. Probably battery, to be fair. Rav starting a lap. Into turn 1. Bit wide. Oh, and he spun it. Rav is into the wall and has lost an end plate at turn 1. And then tech support right behind him is... Oh!
Oh, that's really harsh. He's not even...
That is harsh.
He's completely off the track. I don't think he would have improved upon that 13th place anyway.
Could have done. He was 2 seconds off overall. I reckon he would.
Maybe.
But who knows? Calavera Beach has once again just kept his ERS in hot lap and just driving around. Really don't know. Milan starting a lap in the Ferrari, heading into turn 1. Oh no, did he just do a 4-10? I don't know. The game's just gone a bit weird, to be honest. But up the hill into turn 3. He's a 10th down on his previous best, and it's a bit squirmish out of turn 3. DRS open, and then down the hill into turn 4. Oh, really wide, and I doubt this will be an improvement for Milan unless he made a mistake on his previous run. Went really wide at turn 3. Turn 4 lost probably about 2 tenths, but he is 2 tenths down. No. So is Techsport on a lap? Yes, he is. He's already used 50% battery, but 59, he's matched Mr. Business through the first sector. Bit of a snap of oversteer, wheel spin out of turn 3, heading down the hill into turn 4. He's matched Mr. Business through the first sector though.
Yeah, he definitely has the pace to be fighting at the front. Kicks out the rear as he goes into turn number 4 and wide onto the curb. He's definitely got the pace to be fighting at the front if he can manage it.
Milan's retired on track again. Is that?
And in oh, he's invalidated. It's a 44.4.
Oh, and he spun it as well.
I assume just gave up on the lap. Will have time to come in and go out again if he's quick.
Yeah.
And that spin was not what he needed. He's letting his teammate go through there. Oh no, that wasn't his teammate. That's Clifty Live. I swear they look like the same colour from a distance. The light blue and the light green. Clifty Clive from the last corner keeps it nicely within the track limits, and he improves by 6 thousandths of a second and can't jump up any positions.
Considering how close it was between Footface and Liberty Glide, that took something to not beat Cookface.
Yeah. If I was Textbook, I would have considered not spinning there and just pitting and going again, but instead he's just backing off and charging up and going again.
He might have the fuel then, but...
Yeah.
And he's only been on the tyre for a lap, so...
But he has also spun into the gravel on it, so...
Oh, yeah, that is true. Is Mylan going to get a penalty for that? Is that a thing? He's retired on track.
I mean, it's qualified.
Okay, it's not in the race, to be fair, yeah.
Doesn't affect anyone.
Footface into turn 1, it looked a bit... I only caught the end of it, but it didn't look too cream from Footface.
And it... Hope gets out of the way, but it's right on the racing line. It's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ahmed, I reckon.
Yeah, that's not great. That is not.
He looks a bit angry the way he's taking that.
That
but he's got time, has he? I do not know. Doesn't look like he's going again.
If he might have had the time if he wasn't doing this in the runoff area.
Yeah, we can't see though because of the.
Yeah, he would have. He does have time if he goes.
All right.
And would have had a lot more time if he hadn't just.
Liam Boulder's
Liam Wilder's
invalidated.
He will have the time. He might have the time to go back round. Hart through the first sector. I don't quite get the time to catch it. Tech Sport as well is a 59 in that first sector, which is a very
it's match Mr. Business again.
So far. Yeah, he's
Hart has used all his ERS heading into turn 4. And he's quite wide as well. I don't think this is going to be an improvement for Hart.
Level of ERS deployment in that first stint. Liam Wilder's invalidated, which we've already covered. I do remember that.
Yeah, he's got time as well. He's 20 seconds.
Yeah, Hart's 2.5 tenths up.
Hart's 3:10.
That final chicane, he's right on the limit with the track limits. He needs about 3.5 if he wants to jump ahead of Polytron, and even more if he wants to go any further than that. Going into the final couple of corners, turn 10, the last corner, fully committing to the limit as he comes across the line. It's not a big enough improvement. He will stay comfortably in 5th place with the checker flag falling.
Footface does come into the pit lane, so he probably didn't have
the line. So 104.2 is all he can do. Here comes ahead, across the line to beat his teammate. He does so into the 103s with a 0.9. There's undoubtedly more time to be found in...
Mr. Business has a lot more battery than the others
had. 10.5 found by Mr. Business in the first 2 sectors alone. Will currently stretch into the 0.3s, but... on the 103s, but the question is whether he can beat his sprint qualifying time going into the final couple of corners. He's going to get back on the power. DRS active. Across the line he goes. And he's faster. Yeah. It's a 0.8. Ahmed gets a slide at the last corner, which I just...
Liam Boulder only half a tenth up, heading into the final sector, and now around the final corner he goes. Quite wide, but...
a lot of time. Yeah, it's not enough. He's going to stay in P3.
Polytron, P5 again.
Yeah, Polytron from 5th. It's not ideal, but it's the front 5 that we would have been expecting again. In a slightly different order. It's a Red Bull 1-2 on the grid, which will be, it will give options for the two of them to hold Liam Boulder behind.
The fact that Mr. Business would have got, we've only been half a tenth off Ayan on the medium is actually quite.
Yeah.
He set a really good lap on that medium. Footface is going to definitely be a bit annoyed about that, but it's still P7. It's where he probably would have expected to be anyway.
Yeah.
Because I doubt he was improving by 3 tenths, but you never know.
So Red Bull 1-2 in the end. Red Bull front row is what we see for the main race.
Less than a tenth separating the top 3 though.
Yeah, and it's 35, 36 laps at this circuit, so there's plenty of time.
Yeah, if you're in that DRS train, the grid doesn't really matter considering how many laps it is and pit strategies.
It's a long race. The main thing is just keeping in the train until the end. Obviously, the more you do, the what am I saying? The higher in front you are, the more control you have over the field.
Yeah. But anything can change. As we saw last time. Who is DJPBM?
There's no more options.
No more options.
Yeah.
He wants a bit more time. Something I will not say. Don't need 5 pings again. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Give me your predictions.
I don't know. I reckon it will be
Ooh.
close again. Like in the first race.
Do you reckon everyone starts mediums? Techsport selected the hards currently, but medium's definitely the option unless you're unless
you can do both for sure.
It's just about that DRS. If you go with the offset and you stay with the train, that's great. But then when everyone pits and you're out there on your own, it's a bit iffy. But then tires come back to you at the end. You never know.
Yeah, thing with Austria is you can very easily get stuck in the train.
Yeah. So if let's say Mr. Business started hard, and then obviously he probably won't because he's starting on pole, but he would go through the first what's it called?
He'll do the first stint. Like
First
the thing
stint,
about a hard to medium strategy is that if you can stay with the pack in the first stint, you're in a very good position. You know, if you're level pace with them in the first stint, you're fine.
It's just about when you box. If you come out in another DRS train, and then you go, and that train stays with you and tries to overtake you, it's just a bit like traffic. Polytrump could start the hards, to be fair. He's at the back of the train, but it doesn't take much to get to the front, as Hearts saw in the sprint. Techsport is there this time, and hopefully you won't get another drive-through.
He can. Oh, yeah, he can. Obviously, he'll hope not to, because that would be race over again. But and with a sprint, he'll have more chance of. With the full race, he'll have more chance of working his way back through. But
yeah. Loads of 3 seconds as well we're going to see in this race. Hopefully the top 5 will keep it in the track limits and not mess themselves up.
You should be getting going soon.
At the back, we did see a lot of pushing other drivers off the track at turn 4.
And it's very
tricky corner.
Yeah, it's hard to go side by side throughout the entire corner there.
Yeah. Right then. Who is starting on what tyre? Oh, we've seen 3. So Liam Boulder, Techsport, and Polytrump starting on the hards at the front, and then Spitfire Boy and the bottom 4 starting on the hards as well. So it's a real split. Yeah.
I think those 3 know they can work their way through. I think the Red Bulls should really have split the strategy with the way they are, but the thing about the hard medium is that if you don't have anyone doing it with you, you're going to be so much slower. But obviously there are enough cars to do it in this train.
It could be very interesting, this race.
Yeah, and the only advantage is that it guarantees that the 2 Red Bulls are there that can work with each other as they do the medium hard. Once they've pitted, they can then work with each other in the DRS, which can hopefully allow them to undercut a lot more.
And if the 2 Red Bulls can pull away, that's
the hope.
Huge.
Starting on the front. That's probably why they are starting the mediums. With the 1-2, they can control the pace. Like, Ayan can keep a nice safe gap to Mr. Business. If he hangs about 7/10 behind, he'll close back in down the straights, not lose out too much through the corners, and provide a buffer in case Liam Warder does get past him.
This game's AWS pitch strategy it's not even taken into account if you started on the hard. It said you can either do a 2-stop, medium hard, or a 1-stop, medium hard. It's a bit stupid, but
it's not the greatest of things.
Let's see.
No camera angle.
This time, Mr. Business does point his car straight.
Oh, yeah,
so
he's got less reason to cover off into turn 1.
Yeah, his teammate.
Last time I was on board, the driver jumped the start, so we'll see. Liam Warder lining up in 3rd place, 36 laps ahead of the drivers in the Austrian Grand Prix. We've had the sprint already, and it's 5 red lights again. And it's like sound. And away we go. Held for an awfully long time. This time, no driver does jump the start.
A really good start for Polytron.
Hold that position. Polytron on the outside of Liam Warder into turn 1. It's 3 wide. It was never really going to work as Polytron gets squeezed out wide. Hearts and Clifty Clive side by side through turn 1, and Rav has spun through that first corner. Ed holds on into 2nd place with a Red Bull 1-2 being maintained. Ahmed looking for the inside. On good race into turn 3. There's contact, and that's a Spitfire boy who gets turned around at turn 3. There's just everyone getting closer and closer, and that's always
Two Red Bulls not really pulling away though. Liam Boulder sticking with them.
Only so much they can do in 1 lap with no DRS. And to be honest, at this stage in the race, Ayan seems to be faster than Mr. Business, right on the back of his teammate. And there goes Milan around the outside of Calavera, who goes skating into the gravel. Well.
Mr. Business got it all crossed up out of turn 9, and now Ayan, turn 8, and now Ayan gets ahead into turn 9, and Ayan now the leader of the Red Bulls.
The issue they're going to have is how much they DRS swap and how much they open a gap. Because if these two can just work their way through and DRS swap here, Polytron has lost the DRS already. It's only lap 1, and he's already dropped out of the DRS train. He's got Hearts right behind him, who's not going to be able to get himself through.
That's huge for the championship leader.
We're seeing the formation of the front 4. The championship leader isn't really able to do anything at this stage because he's just completely stuck out the DRS. There goes
Mr. Business gets back ahead
back past his teammate. Ed needs to work on saving his battery at this stage because he's used so much more than everyone around him, and there's only going to be
similar to Leo.
Look, Polytron's completely out of the DRS, and that's not going to be a gap he can make back easily.
Gets ahead of Calavera Beach, and now hope to pull away back to where he was on the grid, which I think was P7, but no, P8.
But Polytron,
P9.
P5, a second and a half back. Hearts is already looking to be out of the fight for the lead.
And Hearts has gone really wide at the final corner. Any warnings so far? Yes, Mr. Business and tech support already getting warnings, and Liam Boulder as well.
So. In Austria can be quite dangerous if you just push that a little bit too much. Liam Boulder's right there. If these two Red Bulls start squabbling into turn 3, Mr. Business has lost time from End going past him, and he's going to go straight back past as well. End's going to be possibly a little bit in danger to Liam Boulder, who might fancy ascend to the inside.
No, he's not
close enough. Yeah, he's just too far back. He's getting close to the rear of the Red Bull, but there's nothing he can do. And Hearts is ahead of Polytron, but
the DRS swap. Polytron's fallen away from him a little bit as well. Like Clifford Clive right on the back of him.
He's not going those hard tyres into a good window at this stage.
Yeah, like Techsport and Liam Boulder doing a really good job so far. Rav has stopped again at turn 3.
He's gone off on the exit. Oh, that was the Red Bull getting a little bit sideways. That was N. Getting a little bit out of shape through turn.
And now Liam Boulder's right behind him.
Yeah, but without having DRS over him, there's only so much he can do. Hearts gets the fastest lap of the race as he's trying to close back in the DRS, but he's just so far behind without having it himself.
Oh, and he's massive slide.
Well held as he keeps that out of the barriers.
Really well held. Clifford Clive doing an amazing job so far. Staying with these two. And up into P6. And Polytron going really wide.
They started squabbling again, and it's going to allow the Williams to get involved. This is exactly not what they want to be doing. Tech Sport's there on the outside. Here goes Liam Boulder on the inside of Mr. Business, going to try and pretty much dump him into the gravel. There's not anything he can do so far.
And this is not good for Polytron. Clifford Clive gets ahead, and now the gap is 2.2 seconds. Oh, it's going down though.
That slide for Hearts is really just
costly.
Yeah, it's just going to completely cost this second train from any chance of closing back up. Rav's gone off again. He's going to be lapped soon. As they go on to lap 5. He's not having a
Spitfire boy climbing back up the order, again ahead of Milan on this lap. Now he has to close the gap to his teammate of 1.8 seconds. Polytrump gets ahead of Cliffy Clive going into turn 1, and at the front...
Going to try and send to the inside, push the kick Sauber just a little bit wide onto the curb. Cookface gets a bit out of shape trying to avoid him. There goes Mr. Business again. The two Red Bulls again going side by side. And they're just costing themselves time through the corners. There's now Liam Walder and Ayan going side by side.
Not got a good exit there.
Close to each other. There goes and back past his teammate. But now Liam Walder again is going to
Oh, it's a really late move down the inside.
And this time I think he might just get it done. But Mr. Business again, just better on the traction.
Using more battery.
Holds him off.
Tech support just sitting there as Hearts was doing in that sprint. It's just going to save tyres.
The two Red Bulls are squabbling and it's what's costing them. They should be so much further ahead of everyone else. Oh, that's Milan.
Oh, Milan.
He's gone off. He's hit the wall, but he's going to be okay.
Lost his right front end bit. Yes. Might have to pit as well. Needs a safety car now, really.
And picked up a bit of damage, but he keeps going.
Spitfire boy gains 4/10 on no more options on that lap. Both Haas cars trying to catch Ahmed in the Alpine in P9. Back to the front of the field and leading at the moment, but heading into turn 3. Mr. Business looking to go down the inside once again. Ayan squeezing him. They're not really playing as a team here.
They're really not, and it's costing them.
Liam Walder now
I mean, the effect of it is visual, as Liam Walder moves up into second place, and now he's close enough that he's going to try and take the lead. Passing both Red Bulls in the span of a lap. To the outside he goes, but there's not enough. There's not enough room for him to sneak around the outside. He's now got Mr. Business trying to sneak down the inside, which becomes the outside for turn 6. There's nothing.
It looked like he sort of backed out of it.
He's not quite close enough to sneak up the inside of turn number 7.
Oh, ain't getting it all crossed up out of turn 8, and now Liam Border could take the lead, but he is just going to sit behind.
He might even get the DRS
and now Milan,
to Rav in front
he
of
retired it.
It's a safety car. Has he gone off at?
It.
Yeah, ends into the pit lane.
And he's lost
very
the front
early.
wing.
It's a double stack for the Red Bulls.
This could change everything.
It's very slow into the pit lane.
But Milan did need it. Yeah, he is.
Rav's got a driver penalty. So now,
he's really slow, yeah.
Leads. We're tech support in second place. The two Red Bulls are double stacked. Hearts now into third. Will be going
Mr. Business was so far behind Ed into the pit lane. He was like, wasn't even close to
double stacked. Rav's got, is that 2 drive-through penalties? He's just
yeah.
And he wasn't
this is
double stack behind his teammate, but that's just probably
that's too much. And he's
it's
cost him that pay.
Yeah, and he should be able to get back through quite quickly on the restart. But we're saying these drivers need a safety car, and a safety car is what they've been given.
Yeah, Milan needed the safety car. In the end, he's caused the safety car, which, I mean, works both ways. It sort of works for him, but... Hearts and... Well, the only medium runners to pit were the Red Bulls, so whether it was the right option or not, are they going to have to pit again in this race? Probably. But
they will be able to go to the end, but the tyres might be a bit worse for wear by the last few laps.
And they've got to make sure that they get past these drivers quickly on the...
Oh, that's Rav.
Now Hart's coming in.
I mean,
Hart's in foot face now coming in.
Completely held up by Rav coming into the pit lane. Rav's got a 10-second time penalty. I mean, they haven't got the safety car, so that is not going to cost them.
Oh, right, yeah, I didn't realise that.
And to be honest, they may even jump ahead of Mr. Business because of how much of a gap he left at the last corner. Look at him go through the last corner now. Hart has jumped ahead of Rav, which is good for him. But yeah, Hart's going to be ahead of Mr. Business because of how slow the Red Bull was coming into the pit lane.
That was shocking from Mr. Business, unless he had to pause the game for something.
No, that wasn't the game. The game would have made him so much faster there. So now Mr. Business has lost the place to Clifty Clive and to Hearts.
And he's ahead of Footface.
Yeah, but he's lost
that's
2 places.
Shocking. And he's got Spitfire Boy in between, and
he's lost 3 on the road, 2 net positions, all because he was just too slow coming into the pit lane.
Ayan is in such a good place now, because if he has got another medium tyre, he is in the DRS of the top 3, on better hard tyres, so if there is another safety car when the hard runners want to come in, Ayan will come in for a medium and he'll be right with them.
Yeah.
Ayan's in a really good place.
Yeah, for sure. And he'll be
if he has another medium.
He'll be trying to go to the end from here.
Yes.
That's why he pitted. But even if he can't, you know, it's not a net loss. He hasn't lost out because he's dropped 3 places, but he's on better tyres now, and even if he's pitting again, he has the same number of pit stops to make as everyone else.
Mr. Business could be in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah. And he's definitely mismanaged that safety car. He was trying not to cost himself the double stack, but in doing so, he went so far behind that he cost himself about 8 seconds anyway.
Is Milan going to catch this safety car? Is it going to stay out for one more lap, or is this the... This is the last one, right? Probably.
Quite possibly.
I mean, you never know. But... should still catch him, but...
it'll be close.
Rav... oh, he's been lapped.
Yeah, Rav's a lap down. Which is...
but it's too good for his experience, because...
which is why it was so important that Hearts came out in front of him.
As long as he doesn't cause anything here, Rav, should be alright. Milan coming around turn 3. The safety car is into turn 7. Is it going to be in this lap? I don't think so.
It comes in quite late at this circuit, but I don't think it will be in at this stage. Yeah, it's too late for the safety car to be coming in. We'll get one more lap.
Yeah.
Which is great if your name is Milan.
Milan's probably actually got, like, he's probably helped himself by unintentionally causing a safety car. Is that someone into the pit lane? Yeah, right.
He's getting out of the way of the train, which is
good
for pretty much everyone involved.
Yeah. Ayan is pretty much starting the race in P4 on 6 laps, better hard tyres than the top 3. This could not be better for him.
Yeah, I mean, the safety car will be in this lap. Ayan's right there. As long as he doesn't lose out, like, you know, get stuck fighting Spitfire Boy, he'll be completely okay.
Hearts, clever to climb,
the longer the safety car stays out, the better it is for the drivers who pitted as well. Because they've just got less
clever to climb is so... he's shown some really good pace. Yeah, you're right.
And the longer it stays out for, the less work they're going to have to do at the end. The less cars they're going to have to be.
If there's another safety car as well, Ayan's in a brilliant place. Safety car is in this
if there's
lap.
another safety car, everyone else is in a great place as well, because if there's another safety car, everyone will be pitting. That's the thing.
Depends how late it is. Late safety, yeah, you're right.
And if it's a late safety car, everyone will be in for mediums.
Exactly, and Ayan will be probably miles out in front.
It depends if everyone else has pitted by then. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see.
Anyway,
controlling the place on the restart. Obviously, he knows who's behind him, because he can see the top 5 from his screen, so he knows he's got Ayan sitting in 4th, and he knows he's pitted.
And I'm gonna be on board with Mr. Business going.
Yeah, Mr. Business
on
has
this
got a
restart
lot of work to do to get himself back through the field. There's quite a few cars in quite a few different lines.
Milan's just like sort of sat away. He's not wanting to.
And Limwater through the last corner. There he goes to lead them away on the safety car restart.
And Mr. Business.
Yeah, the front 4 of all. Oh, it's not been very nice to him.
What's the damage on?
It's standard, I believe. There's Polytron trying to hold off Ayan in through turn 3. The Red Bull knows he's got to get a move on with these moves. He's trying. He's burning all his battery on the inside of the McLaren.
Oh, Polytron
his rears and hits the Red Bull off the circuit. But he still maintains. He still takes that 3rd place. But he's lost a little bit of time to those front 3. There goes Hearts and Polytron. The 2 that were fighting in the first stint are now back in those positions again, with Hearts ahead on the fresher tyres as well. Mr. Business
Mr.
trying to cut
Business
his way
still
through. He's
stuck
right on the
behind.
back of Clifty Clive, trying to find the opportunity. Into the last corner and be brave to go for that move. He does back out.
That was the right decision.
Yeah, Ian, 7 tenths behind the front two.
Could he have got floor damage? Is that possible?
No, he can't have floor damage.
Alright. Because
Floor damage will be visual. There goes Hearts.
He went flying.
There goes Hearts past Spitfire Boy. Will keep in the DRS of Ian. Goes a little bit wide though. That will be a track limits violation. There goes Tech Sport back up into the race lead. But Ian
that was a really good move from No More Options on Ahmed into turn 1 at the back. Is that damage for... Oh, No More Options getting pushed off by Milan, I think it was, and then Ahmed just sweeping through. Yeah, Footface does have damage.
Also gets himself past Polytron up into P6. Just with all those incidents that happened on the restart, Footface did pick himself up. A little bit of front wing damage, but...
Everyone in the top 9 in a DRS train, which is brilliant for Mr. Business.
Yes, but it makes it a lot easier to get stuck in the train as well.
He should get past Spitfire Boy here. Spitfire Boy defending him vigorously, and that could lose him the DRS. Spitfire Boy will have to give up the place, and he's going to
contact again. Mr. Business trying to
Mr. Business lost his front
the
wing.
elbows out, and they both go off the circuit. And there gets Polytron past the pair of them. Spitfire Boy and Clifty Clive now making a very small bit of contact.
Mr. Business has lost his end plate. Left front.
Lost his left-hand end plate as he tried to go side by side with Spitfire Boy. He's cost himself the DRS from being a little bit impatient, going a little bit too early. Because he would have got the DRS anyway. There goes that.
Clifty Clive down the inside of Mr. Business. Mr. Business should get the traction over the kick Sauber, but that is not great.
All right together. And yes,
Mr. Business down the inside of Polytrump, and once again Polytrump locking his rears. And
there's Clifty Clive trying to get his way through. There's
3 wide.
Lots of contact at the back. That's No More Options, who spun himself. There goes Ed, past Tech Sport up into second place, and look who's with them again, it's Hearts, trying to get himself onto the podium yet again, round the outside, into that last corner.
Mr. Business 3 seconds off the top 4, and without a front wing end plate.
That's his chances of the fight over unless there's another safety car. But Ed and Hearts, who both pitted, are now second and third on
Yellow
the road.
flags, that's Calavera Beach, and that's very far off of. How's... nice, yeah. He's lost his end plate as well.
Here comes Ed on in Wilder, trying to take the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix for the first time since he pitted. Sends it to the inside, gets the DRS.
Oh, it's contact!
Turns in just that little bit earlier than the Red Bull. And now there's contact between the two.
Wheel banging down the straight.
Right the way to the inside as the Red Bull goes past. Liam Waller has more battery to burn though. Trying to send it back down the inside into turn 4. And retake that lead. Barges in off
really
the road.
wide.
Goes off himself. And through goes the Aston Martin.
Oh, this is actually pulling a madness.
And it's just his race execution that's been keeping him in these positions. Hearts retakes the lead for the first time since the sprint race. Liam Walder just tried to muscle his way back past on Ayan after he was not best pleased about what happened at turn 3.
There's going to be so many incident reports in this race. Like, that one, Liam's sort of pushed him off.
Right back there.
Wow.
1.3 is the gap because of how much they've been fighting and muscling each other off the road.
And Hearts and Ayan on the fresher tyres, now leading.
Yeah.
Is Liam Boulder
trying to go straight back on the Red Bull, and the Red Bull himself might be looking at the Aston Martin into turn 3. And sends one to the inside.
Hearts gets pushed off the track.
Little space on the outside, but he still keeps going. Here comes Liam Wilder, trying to go through the middle of the pair of them into turn 4. It's 3 wide again, and the Williams just gets himself ahead, but Ayan retakes it under the braking.
Hearts again being really smart with a switchback.
Trying to stick it round the outside into turn 5 into 6. And he retakes that second place. And again, the two that pitted are still there. And because of all this fighting, Mr. Business is back into 5th place. Perhaps it was a tactical decision from Ayan to get into some battles. Because look how it's ended up. His teammate back in the fight. And having already pitted right back in the
Clive first in the top 10 to get a 3-second penalty. Not great for his race, but most other people, I reckon, around him will. He's ahead of Polytrump. Polytrump, does he have damage? He's 1.2 seconds away.
He doesn't have damage. He's just something's happened to the McLaren. He's got a pit again as well.
Footface, we know,
trying to take
does
the race
have...
lead away from Ayan. There's contact! Liam Walder and Ayan making contact again! As there goes Mr. Business through into third place. Ayan falls down to fourth, but he keeps in the DRS train. Liam Walder loses out to Cleverty Clive.
Footface up to 9th on the exit of turn 3, but it's like an incident in every race.
It's an incident
every lap. Yeah.
As things are going, Tech Sports back up into second place.
This could go anyone's way. Mr. Business ahead of Ayan after all of that.
Yeah, he does have
you
that
would never have seen that.
Bear in mind, but
yeah, it's clearly not costing him that much with all the battling.
Yeah. I mean, Austria isn't the heaviest circuit on mechanical grip, and especially not on the left-hand side. All the difficult mechanical corners are left-handers, so a missing bit of the left-hand end plate is not the end of the world with this circuit. Yeah, Tech Sports getting a bit out of shape, but he's still got plenty of overspeed on the Aston Martin. Will breeze past into turn 3 and give the DRS nicely back to Hartz to try and fight him again. There's a bottom of the chat which I'm going to try and remove.
It's Hartz has really just avoided every incident he could possibly of. He's been brilliant. Like, there were 3 abreast a couple laps ago, and he just sort of backed out of it, went for the switchback and got ahead. Yeah, he's just been doing that for the last couple of races.
I'm just trying to fix this account in the chat, which we don't.
Mr. Business with the damage. He's got Ayan right behind him.
There we go. Done.
Probably Trump 2 seconds away from Liam Walder, and that is Tech Sport.
Yes, early for a medium stint. 20 laps is what he's going to have to do on the mediums. He's gone long on. He's going to be going long on those medium tyres.
Oh, Footface has got a 3-second penalty, and he's got Ahmed right behind him. Now side by side into turn 1.
There's only so much he can do.
He's cut the corner there, Ahmed. That bit of a cheeky one. Spitfire boy with a. Was that a 10-second?
Possibly speeding in the pit lane. I'm not sure.
No, it was just a 3-second.
Well, they're not quite the same thing.
Liam Walder.
And retakes the race lead for the first time since he pitted. There's a bit of contact with the Red Bull and the Aston Martin. Is now a Red Bull 1-3 as things stand. Hart's trying to tuck him behind Mr. Business. Yeah, there's a little bit of contact between the two of them, slightly pushing him through turn number 6. Liam Walder's just having to hang on in 7th place. Not 7th place, 5th place. Through turn 7. There's only so much he can do. He's going to be undercut by Tech Support at this rate. 3-second time penalty.
Everyone getting 3-second time penalties now.
It's a difficult track on the limits.
Yeah. These couple laps.
Onto old tyres.
Cleverty Clive in a very nice P4, but with that. Exactly, he's ahead of Liam Walder, and Liam Walder's in the wall! I just went on to him to see the gap, and he's in the wall at turn 1.
It's not the first time he's had a spin this season. He's put it into the wall. He's got damage as well. There's Tech Support right behind him, who's going to take that 9th place away.
Look, he's sending it down the inside of Ahmed.
There goes
Ahmed keeps it.
Oh, Mr. Business almost tagging the rear of Hearts as they go through turn 4. But now this front 4 have all made a pit stop. They're all going to the end.
Holly Trump's got no pace in that McLaren, unless it's just that DRS, like just not
DRS
having it.
It's a big factor, but I think he is struggling.
Yeah, look at it. But now Liam Walder once again. I think that was all by himself as well.
Yeah,
and he's gone deep into turn 7.
Yeah, he's got wing damage on the right.
Could be raced over. Tech Support's already pitted, and he's already ahead.
He's going to come out 12th when he comes into the pit lane. Milan won't make it to the end, which is possibly the only saving grace that he has. So it'll be net P11 when he comes out of the pit lane. But he's got to change his wing as well.
He's going to be really annoyed now. Tech Support coming up to his first couple of cars. He needs to overtake it. Footface. And
tried to retake the lead. He's gone very deep. Tried to just cut you off there slightly, is he? And Ayan went down the inside. Hart's tried to get him back and then break way too late. Went very deep. And it's a Red Bull 1-2 again.
It's a Red Bull 1-2. Back to hours at the start.
Tech Sport's got these cars to work through, as you were saying. Cookface and Ahmed in front of him, who both should know there's no point.
He's going to have to recharge the battery, though.
And here they go, fighting into turn 4.
There's Cookface.
Can the Mercedes sweep past them both? Yes, he can. Techsport's into
really
P6.
Good.
And that was very easy in the end. They just jumped out of his way. Oh, was that a bit of front wing I just saw?
Mr. Business, 3-second penalty is, we looking at the front?
Yeah, and that's going to cost him massively. We know Hearts has at least 1 or 2 warnings from the times I've visually seen him go off the circuit. Techsport now with a 3-second penalty.
Everyone's going to have a 3-second by the end of it.
Unless Ian gets another time penalty, he's got no
gets a 10-second into the pit lane, and I think Footface, I can't change off this camera angle, but he lost his front wing going into the pit lane. His other side.
And Ahmed was changing the wing anyway, and I assume he was as well because he had damage too.
Yeah, Footface coming for a second time then. Oh, unsafe release.
It's not
ghosting anyway.
Yeah, it's not controlled by the game anyway.
Oh,
got a 10-second for crossing the exit white line. That means it's a second offence if he got a penalty for it.
Oh.
You don't get a penalty for the first offence, it's the second offence where you get a penalty from the game.
I mean, he's 23 seconds. He's Liam Boulder getting ahead of Footface then. Into someone who's almost at the back of Ahmed. Did Ahmed come into the pits?
Ahmed came into the pits at the same time as Footface, yeah.
Footface, okay.
And again, the Red Bull 1-2 out front, they're trying to pull away from Hearts, which they need to do, or otherwise they'll just hang in there with no penalty and jump Mr. Business.
Liam Boulder is in the points.
Yeah, he's back into the points, but, you know, championship rivals being A and Mr. Business and Polytron, being in the points isn't quite the A.
Yeah. Footface getting pushed into the gravel, I think. I caught the end of it.
Ooh,
and then Ahmed
placed back.
Placed back, yeah, and he's lost the RS because of that. Has he?
Yeah.
No, he's still.
And Liam Boulder's championship rivals is
Polytrump, Mr. Business A, and Hearts once again just sitting there.
Yeah, if he can just keep that gap, that's all he needs to do. Clifty Clive has lost the DRS.
Yeah.
Which
so Polytrump could lose
an inevitable thing to happen.
If Clifty Clive can keep Polytrump behind, that just proves that
tech support will be the main threat.
That's probably why he's lost out, Polytrump, because the cars in front of him have all pit. He's the only one, is it? Yeah, he's the only one who did not.
So far.
So that could be the reason for his lack of pace, but.
I mean, yeah, he'll still come out ahead of Milan.
Footface and Ahmed still going at it. Ahmed in the gravel now at turn 9. Every lap, one of them in. Spitfire Boy gets ahead of Milan, and Liam Boulder gets ahead of No More Options, and Mr. Business takes the lead.
I mean, he's back into
turn
the
3.
race lead, but
2 Red Bulls keep swapping.
Yeah, Hearts just needs to cling on to the back of them. He's in a very comfortable podium position right now.
And he could easily.
Yeah, he just needs to keep in that position and hope that
the way
he gets a penalty as well.
Because the way Ian's swapping with Mr. Business could easily cause a mistake.
It's not. They're not like focusing on not costing each other. Like they are costing each other time every time they swap.
Cookface and Ahmed. Still. Polytrump is it.
From 5th place, he's going to fall to about where Spitfire Boy is. There's a
yellow
flag
of Calavera Beach.
Going slowly at the last corner. And Polytron will fall down a decent way, but
Mr. Business, like
again, yeah, Hudson's right on the back of Mr. Business, and if he can disrupt the Red Bull 1-2, yeah, he's just
sitting behind.
He's got nothing. He's got no reason to do so far. But if he can disrupt the Red Bull 1-2, it'll put a very different spin on this race.
He will probably be getting a bit annoyed though. They're losing so much time.
He won't mind. I mean,
it'll just bring export back if he does catch.
He is still 10 seconds behind.
10 seconds. Yeah.
It's a big ask from tech support.
Liam Boulder making his way past Milan up to P8.
Place, but he's still a long way behind Polytron.
Still should get P7, but that could be it for him.
Yeah.
In this race. Cliffy Clive has driven a brilliant race so far. If Hartz can keep it in the track limits, he's could be on for a win here again. And even if he doesn't, he's still on for a win.
It's easily a podium, unless something goes drastically wrong for him.
Yeah.
If Aang gets a penalty, he's in a very, very good position. Or if they just end up fighting in a way that allows him to get past.
Liam Bolden needs a safety car now.
Yeah.
For any chance. And the same with Polytron, really.
He's just languishing down in 8th. It's not great. Polytron might have a chance, but yeah, he's just going to be stuck to 6th. Realistically. 14. And there's still 11 laps to go in this race. It feels like it's been going on forever.
Oh, Mr. Business he is struggling without that end plate because Hartz is right behind him. But
then he just gains it all back down the straights.
Yeah, do you reckon he's got lower wings? Or cause...
I mean, we've been seeing that the entire time. It's difficult to pass him.
But then his quali pace is also brilliant.
Yeah.
Foot Face and Ahmed both getting past no more options.
Lowering the wing specifically for the race.
Yeah.
You can have strong qualifying pace and strong straight line speed. They're not mutually exclusive.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible that is on a race setup and he's just quick in quali.
Texport now only 5 seconds behind Cliffy Clive.
It's quite possible that he does get past at least into 4th place.
And Polytron gaining a second on him, so I mean,
with the
yes, Cookface getting ahead of Milan into 9th, but this DRS chain, Milan going really wide, and Ahmed
getting completely out of shape as well.
These battles are happening where you do not expect it.
Straight 3-second time penalty as well. And you can fight into the last corner because of how there is the short straight going into it.
But you lose so much time.
Yeah, it's advisable not to.
Yeah.
There's no strict rules of you can and can't overtake into this corner.
Exactly.
There are certain corners where in motorsport, where they do have to throw permanent yellow flags, such as the hairpin and the cow. But that's because it's so tight, 2 cars.
Ooh, Footface. I think that was a bit of a late move from Ahmed, and he's pushed him into the gravel. This has happened so many times. Ahmed going wide at turn 3, Footface trying to get him again at turn 4, and Ahmed defending aggressively.
Yeah.
Liam Bolden now only 1.3 behind.
Yeah, he will get
Split Fireboy. Polytron gains another 1.5 seconds on Texport. Texport, what was the gap to Cliffy Clive before?
It's 4 seconds to Texport to 55, and then 5 seconds. I don't think these gaps are going to change nearly enough.
No. Unless Texport can pull something out
of that. Or
bad.
unless these front 3 have their tyres completely drop off, which I don't think they will. But they
Ahmed and Footface swapping places again. What does he want me to call him? Cookface or Footface?
I don't know. And their tyres for the leaders might start getting to the point where they are quite bad. I don't know what sort of percentages we're looking at, but they'll definitely be getting higher.
Do you reckon Texport's going to get Cliffy Clive? He's gained another second.
He'll get past Clive, but I think
Ahmed and Footface still going at it.
He'll get past Clive, but I think the front 3 is a bit of a tall order.
This is like me mating my cousin for fun. We just push each other into the gravel, then wait for the other person to catch up again.
Yep. And that's just what you do.
Yeah.
And again, they're just going at it in such unusual places.
Yeah. How has none of them got damage?
No More Options is going to get that 9th place because he doesn't have a penalty and he's right behind them because of how much they're squabbling.
Yeah, Ahmed again pushing.
Liam Bolden on Spitfire Boy trying to take that 7th place on the road, and he's going to have a net position anyway. But there he goes. It's past the Haskell. Yeah, and Liam Bolden's got. There's not much more he can do.
Export another second on Cliffy Clive, went quite wide there into the final corner, but yeah, another second on Cliffy Clive, but then Cliffy Clive also losing seconds a lap to the leaders. So
yeah,
Hart's still sitting in 90 to 100% battery, just sitting there.
And he's just waiting.
He's probably got such better tyres as well.
And Mr. Business has 90% battery, which will almost certainly be for dropping slightly back from Ayan and then pushing like crazy on the last lap. Oh, no
Oh,
more
Cannavaro
options.
beats that. That's a safety car, is it?
It's not a safety
I
car.
don't.
No More Options has disconnected, and then it's that bug where disconnecting results in an instant retirement, which is incredibly annoying, especially for
Put face on Ahmed again.
Because he was on for P9. He was pretty much guaranteed that 9th place, and now he's going to get nothing.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Mylan's ghosted. Is he
He's
disconnected as well?
It's because he's a lap down and he's got the leaders right behind him. Because tech support now will be getting the DRS off the Ferrari, which will allow him to close right up to Liberty Clive, and there's going to be nothing the Kicksauber can do.
I'm absolutely loving this battle between Footface and Ahmed. This is quality. And
because tech support now with the DRS, he's now within the second of Liberty Clive because of Ahmed. It's not Ahmed, it's Mylan bridging the gap. Obviously, he was going to get it anyway, but
yellows into turn 1. It's
it's
just
because of the retired car.
Liam Boulder
with a 3-second time bounty. In the position he's in, it's unlikely to affect things.
I just went to the top to try and see his name, and then I saw him down in 7. That's a shame for him.
As he's already pulled away from Spitfire.
Tech support now right behind Cliverty Clive. Mylan's probably being a bit of a nuisance here.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be giving Cliverty Clive the DRS now.
Yeah.
So, you know, he gained at one stage. Tech support gained at one stage. He's now going to lose out here.
Still should get ahead though, Tech support. He's got much better tyres, and
he's
you can see that
he will
over on the page.
Away from the Kicksauber. It's just a matter of how long it takes him to get past because of this additional factor.
Rav is with the leaders. That's all I'm going to say.
But a lap down. And he's not.
I think it's about 3 laps down. But
yeah. And he's not affecting anything at this stage. Again, Mr.
I'm making him a bit happy, you know?
But
he's on 100% battery.
Yeah, I'm almost certain that Mr. Business is planning on playing a rear gunner to end.
Oh, that is Cannavaro beat.
Very far off the circuit. There goes Footface and Ahmed. We're going past them.
Here we go again. Textbook does get ahead of
Liberty
Clive.
On the inside into turn 4. He's not quite got the move done yet, but he's fully ahead. On the outside, or on the inside, sorry, and can just run up to the edge of the circuit on the exit. And
Polytron has gained 6 seconds.
He needs to gain another 5 in 5 laps if he wants to get that 5th place though.
It's definitely possible.
It's possible,
he's
but
gained
it's unlikely.
Yeah, because his tyres are also going to start dropping off at some point. But 6 seconds is actually like quite commendable, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, if Cliverty Clive gets another penalty, it's very much back.
Ahmed into turn 4, pushing Footface, and then sending it down the inside. I think probably. Oh, he's had a bit of a spin.
He locked the rear slightly. And yeah, we've got 5 laps to go, 4.5 at this stage. And Mr. Business has to be just waiting for the last lap push. Yeah, I mean, he's got no reason to go for the move. His teammate's leading. He's second. To be honest,
and then Hearts must be lifting so much at the end of this.
Yeah. And the thing is, Hearts will know that Mr. Business isn't the threat. Honestly, if I'm Mr. Business here, I'm going to start thinking about backing off. Oh, that's Rav who's gone around.
Rav, yeah.
But if I'm in Mr. Business position, I've got a penalty. My teammate's leading. I'm not going to get second anyway. I'm just going to start thinking about trying. I'm not going to win. I'm not going to get second. I'm going to think about backing off to play the rear gunner.
Holding. Yeah.
Just give a gap.
You know. How many warnings? Let's see how many warnings the top 3. So Hearts has.
Oh, wow. Footface is very far off the circuit there. Through turn 4. He loses out the position again. And we're just drawing ever closer to the end of the Grand Prix. And Mr. Business is still just sitting behind, but all he's doing right now by sitting behind is just he's just allowing Hearts to sit behind as well, and giving
they
chance.
They both have 1 warning, so they should be fine.
Yeah, but he's just giving Hearts the chance to fight out at the end. I'd really be tempted to just drop off the back. Because he's not going to get the position anyway, as long as he's not losing too much time. You know, sit 9/10 behind, you're going to be fine. Because he's still.
I want to hope that Footface and Ahmed are having fun doing this and not getting annoyed at each other because they are not racing brilliantly. Let's just say that, like pushing each other off the track every second. But
yeah, I mean, it's just 3 laps to go now. Again, it's still the same story out front, and it will be for the rest of the race. There's no way that they're going to do anything different because there's no way Mr. Business.
oh, Mr. Business is going for it now, and Ian only has.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Ian only has 50% battery, which compared to
Yeah.
the full charge for Hearts, it will leave him a little bit vulnerable. He will get the DRS, obviously. And
Is he going to go for it?
As well. And he's
So
deploying
Mr.
a lot.
Business.
Hearts still has a full charge, and they're going side by side again. And Anne's gone slightly deep. They're just crossing each other again. The 2 Red Bulls aren't working together nearly as much as they should be.
Exactly, as she said that Mr. Business would be backing off, instead he's going for a move on his teammate. They're clearly not being the classic teammate. Oh, they are. I mean, they're not being. What's their gap in the standing?
They're close-ish, but it's not like they're direct rivals.
Yeah. I mean, it could be after this.
Well, their gap to Mr. Business is a further 30 points off Aim. So not even a race win will get him back into it.
Yeah, and Hearts even further back.
Yeah, Hearts just needs to keep going and going, and just, you know, lapping around the.
Polytron's only 4 seconds behind Clifford Clive, so he could easily get within that 3.
Yeah, if he gets another second, that's all he needs to take.
He's done really well, to be fair.
All 3 of them get DRS this time around because of the Williams and Calavera, and that may have just secured the race win for Ian in this Grand Prix because there's only so much.
He's only got 40% battery though.
Yeah, but Hearts is half a second behind and doesn't have a direct attack.
If Mr. Business does not back off and he goes for the move on Ian, hoping that Ian might get a penalty for some pushing off someone at some point in the race.
Surely you don't do that to your own teammates.
Exactly.
Going on to the last lap, the gap is about 6 and a bit, 7/10 between Hearts and Ian. But surely there's no way the Aston Martin does it again and takes another race win. Going on to the final lap, he's starting to deploy his battery, so is Mr. Business. The only way in which Hearts wins this race is if the Red Bulls start fighting, which would be complete stupidity from both of them.
He's pushing it to get ahead of Mr. Business.
Or Mr. Business is going to have to do something. Oh no, he's got the back of him! It was never going to work out for him anyway. He had to try something. He will stay. As long as he stays within the 3 seconds of Mr. Business, he will take that 2nd place.
I was on board with him. It just looked like Mr. Business braked earlier than he expected him to. He tried to make a move to the inside and he...
As long as he doesn't get flustered and stays within the 3 seconds, he'll be okay.
Mr. Business is trying to get his teammate ahead, putting all the energy, but... Nah, it won't be enough.
Trying to keep the gap to
Hearts should stay within the 3 seconds.
Yeah, he will. But, I mean, it's been quite a long race. With the strategy coming into play from the early safety car, pitting was definitely the right call for the 2 Red Bulls, who are going to come across the line 1-2. And is going to win the Austrian Grand Prix. Mr. Business comes across the line in 2nd place, but it's Hearts who takes that position with tech support getting 4th. Cliffy Clive will be 5th with Polytron. Oh no, Cliffy.
He does get the.
Yeah, Polytron will be 5th. Cliffy Clive takes it on the road, but it's 5th place from Polytron, which is a very, very strong damage limitation. Liam Boarder will get 7th with Spitfire Boy.
One more time, we're going to see Footface and Ahmed going at it. Ahmed too far back into turn 4, but he'll be pushing Footface through turn 5, 6, and 7. But he should be, but I mean, doesn't stop him trying to get the place. That's proven for the whole.
I think they're both missing a little bit of their front wings. I know Footface isn't. Ahmed is.
Yeah. Oh, they would have always got 80. He's gone so wise. Oh, what a race. These 2 had fun.
As they're going to come across the line, Footface takes 9th, with Ahmed taking
Liam
the final
Boarder
point in 10th.
Once again.
It's a good recovery in the end.
Yeah, but it should never have happened.
Yeah. He shouldn't really have found himself in that position. Again, it's a strong race from Hearts, and both Red Bulls really in the end.
Yeah, it was just that decision of pitting.
Yeah, pitting was definitely right call.
All 3 of them. Yeah. even with how
I said
far Mr.
Ahmed seems
Business.
to have had fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they both did in the
yeah,
end.
yeah. And Buckface had a heart attack.
Yeah, I mean,
I
that
mean,
race in
he's
the
used to
end.
battling me, and I just kind of sit there and try and not do anything, and then in the end, crash into him.
Yeah.
How those two have finished the race in one piece is.
Where are we next week?
Oh,
Right. It's Las Vegas for the penultimate round of the season.
and then sprint
And
in
the
Brazil, I
championship gap
can't.
is coming down again, with Ayan may well be leading the driver standings going into the final the final two races. It's going to be a very exciting end to the season.
Who's your driver of the day before you end it?
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know.
Could just go to A, and to be fair, or
Yeah.
Hearts.
Good one.
Hearts done. I mean, for the sprint, Hearts, that was
Yeah,
brilliant.
for sure. In the sprint.
Oh no.
Yeah, but it will be a close fight going into the final two races of the season. You won't want to miss it. Las Vegas next up. And we await